What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to another SGN video where it's all sim all the time. Today we are bringing you my second ever episode of Details in NBA 2K, and this is going to be featuring some updates that are being made. Now, Celtic has been dropping roster updates for his attention to detail project, and he has the new roster out. He's working on building a new start today scenario, and I have updated the major roster update outside of specifics to players. The big change is he changed all players' touch tendency to 50, which I love. Now, this did create a couple issues with the slider set I had before, but with ball distribution. And so I've been looking at ways to address the ball distribution based off the tendencies that I had previously. And this has led to a couple other changes that I am absolutely loving. And I'm testing these gameplay out for y'all. And I just wanted to go ahead and break down some of the things we're seeing from the CPU with these changes. Now, there hasn't been that many changes from the original slider set, only a few, but man, have they had a huge impact, in my opinion, on how the CPU plays offense and the potential or the challenge that they are now providing, the difference in how they're playing. So go ahead, like this video if you appreciate this video, and also subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I really appreciate it. Without further ado though, let's go ahead and dive right in to details.
Towns. His teammates love to see him send that thing back. Yet another miss, just 1 for 5, not exactly an ideal start.
We know, Doris, that Towns might already be one of the best shooting bigs ever.
But Kevin, he flat stated and calls himself the best.
All right, next possession for the Knicks. I love that Towns gets the rebound, and instead of immediately passing the ball, he dribbles it up the court like he does in real life sometimes. He dribbles it up, doesn't get rid of it till he's almost at half court. I like seeing that from these bigs who do this at times. That's new. We don't see it as much before. This is a new thing. He's gonna bring the ball up the court. He's gonna pass it over to OG Anunoby. They're trying to, get something in the cluster of this transition, who immediately hands the ball off to Brunson, coming right through, who's gonna take the ball on the handoff, and now they're gonna reset. He's gonna pass it over to Anunoby on the wing, who is gonna look to see what he has. Defense is pretty solid right here. Bridges is wrapping around over the top of him, where he gets the ball on a handoff. He's gonna step back, see that he has an open lane because Nembhard got caught up on Halliburton. So he has a mid-range right here. He recognizes that there's an opening. And instead of shooting, he attacks and slithers through to get the shot. He had an open shot here, recognizes the opportunity and takes it, and avoids contact.
Knicks with the rebound. Their last game, a win against Boston, looking to carry it into this one.
And bottom line, they found ways to score. Credit the game plan going in. It was right on the money.
And that's not an easy environment to...
Let's take a look at this one again. I know it doesn't seem like much because he is shooting free throws, but pushing the ball up in transition and seeing the opportunity. Halliburton has his back turned, and Nembhard is out of position. So Bridges sees the opportunity here, and when Halliburton turns around, he doesn't know if he needs to go get... Halliburton turns around and is like, oh, there's Brunson. There's a gap between him and Nembhard. Bridges takes it, crosses him up, and attacks the hoop. Bridges is seeing the opportunities and being aggressive. In the past, this is not open for the CPU. And so what's going to happen here is he probably would have passed it back to Brunson, who shoots a three, or he springs it over to Josh Hart, who shoots a three, or they reset. But instead, he sees the opportunity in the defense, attacks, and draws the foul. It's the details that matter.
Not sure what the D was doing there. Clearly a breakdown. You can ill afford to give a guy like him that good a look.
Anunoby kicks to Hart. Gets it to go from beyond the arc.
Well, Josh Hart just making...
Let's break this one down too, shall we? Because I think a lot of this goes unnoticed. And this change to the CPU is from one slider only. And I really just want to emphasize how they're running their offense now. So OG has the ball at the top, gives it off to Jalen Brunson. Now, I will point out, yes, you don't really like him handing the ball off right here. Would have liked to see something else there, but, you know, can't have everything perfect. Either way, Brunson gets the ball. And now they're going to go in and get into their offense. As you can see, Karl-Anthony Towns is heading down. Mikal Bridges in the corner and both Josh Hart on the corner are screaming to the top. And OG Anunoby sets a pin down screen for Mikal Bridges, who gets the ball. He gets it deep. Doesn't get it where he'd have a good shot. That's a deep three. It allows the defense to recover. Nembhard and Pascal Siakam switch back. Bridges says, oh, I'm not going to shoot that. Fakes it to Brunson. Swings it over to OG, who has it's a deep through. Deep two. Feet's on the line. Pascal Siakam gets back there. OG doesn't want that. Fakes it over to Bridges, who, after passing it, him and Brunson go and both set a double screen for Josh Hart running off the top. This is them running their offense. Josh Hart gets free off the double screen, gets a shot, and scores. I think there's just a lot of minute things that happen here that when it happens real time in 10-15 seconds, it doesn't look like much is going on. But when you actually break it down and see all the off-ball movement, they are running plays, they're executing, and finding shots that make sense and are being completely unpredictable.
To find him in transition and take away space when he has the ball. Of course, that's easier said than done. Kevin, back to you.
Thank you, David. Here's Bridges. Following the score by Tyrese Halliburton. Bridges misses.
You know what, let's run that back too. Not everything needs to be a score from the CPU to break down some of the new things you're going to see. So Brunson swings it over to Hart, who swings it over to Mikal Bridges, and immediately you can tell this is an ISO for Mikal Bridges on the side. He gets the ball, and he is going to try to attack. It's a clear out. They're letting him ISO. This is a play call. Isolation happens in the NBA. Happens often. Bridges is going to make his move. Good defense initially. So he backs up, tries to break down, attack the other way. Good defense. He steps back to the three. Once he gets Nembhard thinking he's going hard, which is me, by the way. I'm guarding. I'm thinking he's attacking. I go to cut it off. He actually crosses up and hits a step back to the three to shoot the three. He created space, got a shot off the ISO. He didn't make it. But seeing the CPU play this way and call ISOs for their guys who play like a user would. This is a user move. To drive in, have it be defended well, to back up, get the defender to think you're driving the other way, but instead step back and shoot a three when you create space. This is how users play.
And Tyrese Halliburton, one of the best offensive players in the league, Doris. He's so fun to watch.
Kev, this young man is special, and not only because of the flair and the skill as a passer, the shot-making ability.
And we got another one. Let's look at this one in slow motion. It doesn't look like much, but Brunson's just bringing the ball up, slowly dribbling, kind of lulling to sleep. Lulling defense to sleep here. Halliburton's in decent position here. But Brunson sees a lane, and as he's been just jogging up the court. He's not going quickly here. He's just dribbling up at a slow pace like he's going to run the offense like he's been doing the whole game. And he gets up to the three-point line and just takes off. And he gets a step and finishes in the contact. I like seeing this from the CPU. This is new. This is what we got differently with this change here. How they're playing. You think he's just coming up and he's gonna pass it or run a play. He gets to the three-point line and just goes. Attacks. Nobody down there to protect. Finishes in the contact against Tyrese Halliburton. There's something else you have to worry about when you're playing against the CPU now.
And he has definitely been struggling in this quarter.
And you know what? They keep calling his number, and they're simply trying to get him out of this funk.
Now, here's Hart. Towns, wide open. Nailed from three-point land.
Now, damn it, if that isn't some beautiful basketball. And you know what? It's all in the details. Let's go ahead and break down this play from the CPU again. Brunson brings the ball up the court. This time, he stops and does what he didn't do last time. He pulls the ball out and says, all right, let's get in our offense. OG pops out, catches the ball. Look at all the action throughout the rest of the court. Karl Anthony Towns running over to set a screen for Mikal Bridges. Brunson's going to have this wraparound action off Anunoby after he passes it to Hart, who gets the ball. And look at, because of how they spread out the floor with their actions, this is designed for Hart to attack the hoop. He goes, he tries. Good defense. It's not there, so he passes it back out to Bridges, who wrapped her on the top in case it wasn't there. Now look at the continuation of this play. The original design for Hart to have a drive isn't there. Kicks it back out to Bridges. And look what they have set up on the bottom of the screen here. Brunson and Anunoby setting a double screen for Karl Anthony Towns coming off. And Pascal Siakam does a great job navigating through Brunson's screen. But OG Anunoby gets a little bit of him, enough to free up Karl Anthony Towns, who splashes home the three. That is absolutely beautiful to see the different options executed and played out from the CPU. It's all in the details, y'all. All in the details.
New York has gone 3 of 7 from three-point range in the first quarter. McBride passes to Towns. Back to McBride. Towns, a screen on Halliburton. Here's McBride. Tried to come right back with the...
Now that was filthy from Miles McBride. Let's watch that again in the replays. We break it down in detail. Miles McBride passes to Karl Anthony Towns at the top. He's going to dribble over. And I honestly will say, I don't know what Josh Hart's doing right here. Little weird. Kind of messes up the play, I think. Karl Anthony Towns passes it over to McBride. And gets the screen from Towns. So we know that this is the design play, as they're setting it up for a screen for McBride, who comes across. And this is what I love from the CPU now. Driving in. He cuts it off. Tyrese makes a decision. Cut off the drive. So he hits him with a step back. Creates open space. He does not make the shot. But you now have to worry about this from the CPU. You think, oh, they're coming around here, they're just going to attack the hoop, just go cut that off. If you cut it off, they'll kick it out. No, they're going to hit you with this stuff. This is beautiful, man. This is beautiful.
What an aggressive mindset in this period. He's starting to take over.
Outside, Towns. Anunoby finds Hart. New York moving the ball around. Bridges misses.
I love beautiful basketball from the CPU. I absolutely love it. And so we're breaking down more plays than I anticipated just because we're seeing great basketball. And I really want you guys to see everything that happened, because watching this again, like I said before, in real time, you might not notice all the little things the CPU is doing. McBride comes up, attacks the basket. He has an opening, he attacks it. TJ McConnell's right there, helps cut it off. So he stops and kicks it back out to Karl-Anthony Towns. Bridges stops where he's going, he cuts in, spreads the floor back out. Towns swings it over to Anunoby. I want you to pay attention to this here. Bridges cuts hard, cuts to the hoop hard, and if that's there, Anunoby has that option. It's not there. McConnell's in good position, takes it away, and Anunoby then made the decision a little early, but swings it over to Hart in the corner. But I want you to see how this play breaks off even more than that. So as soon as Bridges does not get the ball, he stops, plants his foot, cuts, and he kind of waits for a second. Towns, then from the top, goes and runs down. Doesn't even set a screen. This is all just confusion for the CPU. TJ McConnell's still protecting the paint. Bridges just runs hard. And look at where McConnell's looking. He's looking at the ball. He's looking at the ball, which means he's not paying attention to his man. And Bridges runs to the top, and McConnell sees it late, gets out there, gets a late contest, but Bridges got an open mid-range shot off of this action. This is great ball movement from the CPU, great play from the CPU.
Individual playmaking and shot making, and sometimes that's a must-have in this league.
Here's McBride, following the score by Miles Turner. The shot's good from Brunson. Brunson's got 9.
I love seeing the CPU take advantage of mismatches. We're going to break this down. Now, Brunson wasn't getting a ton of looks with the starting 5 on the floor, because you got guys like Karl-Anthony Towns, Bridges, Josh Hart, OG Anunoby. There's honestly just so many great players, not enough balls to go around, right? But now he's out here with the second unit, and they are literally playing through him with the matchup advantage against TJ McConnell. And so Brunson's going to bring the ball down. He's going to swing it over to Miles McBride, and he is going to cut hard. Notice how it's spread out. This is designed to get Brunson in good position. So they spread out the court, and they're going to send a set of off-ball screen for Brunson. And he gets down. McConnell fights through it, and now Brunson's down low against TJ McConnell. And he's able just to get the shot up quickly before McConnell can get there and get a bucket. Playing through players when they have matchups, just running, executing plays for their star players. Love seeing that from the CPU, man. Love seeing that.
Wingspan, athleticism, verticality. Robinson with authority sends it back.
Bridges for 3. Hits it from three-point range. Bridges has got the lead up to 4 now.
All right, let's look at another play. The intelligence from the CPU. Brunson gets the ball. He's in transition. Nothing is there. Pacers have 3 guys back. He swings the ball in the corner to OG Anunoby, who has a 3. This isn't exactly his game. Catches it, not 100% rhythm. Nembhard gets out there to get a hand in his face. So now the Knicks get in their set. OG has the ball in the corner. Watch the players at the top of the screen. Brunson. They go and they set a double screen. I have no idea who number 5 is, so sorry. They set a double screen. Mathern is watching the ball, sees it. He goes and reacts late. Doesn't get a hand up. Bridges gets an open shot. But this is the CPU running their offense, getting looks. Love to see it.
Are just flowing from him right now, having a really strong quarter.
On the wing, Bridges, defended by Mathurin. Here's Robinson, nails the baby hook. He's got 6.
And why not break this one down too? Because this was just a fun play to watch from the CPU. They swing the ball over to Mikal Bridges and let him ISO. This is an ISO play for Bridges, and he is going to dance with the ball a little bit, threw his legs a couple times, pulling the old Michael Jordan against the Celtics, not getting anything open. But I like seeing him try to dance and get open. Nothing's there. Finally, Mitchell Robinson cuts through, and because nothing has been getting open, he passes the ball to him. And Mitchell Robinson does have a size advantage against Obi Toppin. He pump fakes, gets Obi out of position, pump fakes again, gets Obi out of position, gets himself a nice little hook shot. The CPU is doing things that the user does. Multiple pump fakes from the CPU after dribble breaking down. This is what users do to get their defenders to jump, and he's doing it to you as the CPU. And then hits a nice little shot. Love seeing this from the CPU, man. Love seeing the unpredictability.
Don't allow the defense to set up.
What a beautiful fast break opportunity, and the finish pretty good.
Anunoby, good.
And the three-pointers.
All right, last detail play for the video. Last play of the half that we're going to show, and I just want to highlight the CPU just hits you differently every single time they come up the court. Sometimes they go quick, sometimes they go slow with their set offense, and it's really the unpredictability that keeps you on edge. Before, you knew for the most part the CPU was going to run some sort of set play that was going to take a while. They didn't have a lot of quick plays. But this is just simple from the CPU. Brings the ball up the court. Karl Anthony Towns sets a screen, and this is just a read from OG Anunoby of what happens. Miles Turner sits because OG's not known for shooting threes like that. He sits for the roll. Siakam doesn't get through it, and OG pulls right away. 16 seconds left on the shot clock. They shoot the ball. They crossed half court with 20 seconds left on the shot clock. And they come down and just a quick screen, pull the trigger off of it. This is what I'm loving from the CPU, y'all. And this change is so easy. And it all builds with Celtic LG's update. And this is just meshing with it perfectly, y'all. Alright, you guys, so we just finished up showing off all the highlights in this details episode, breaking down how the CPU is playing now with the new change from Celtic LG and the changes that I have made and am continuing to work on to go with this. And I just want to say, I know some people are all about stats. They don't care about gameplay so much. Like, hey, how the stats look? Well, if we go over and we look at the team comparison here, I want to highlight two things. Yes, the Knicks shot 55%. We shot 40%. That'll balance out. We need to play a little bit better defense and take some better shots offensively. The 40% is on the user, not the CPU. The 55% from the CPU is, again, on the user playing better defense. But I want to point out, they're on pace for 88 shots. So we're on pace for the right amount of shots. They are on pace for 43s, which in today's NBA is kind of par for the course. But again, if we were to switch our scheme up to take away the three, then we know that they would just attack elsewhere. But as far as shot attempts go and three-pointers, we're looking very, very, very good there. The time of possession, user normally dominates this, only up by 18 seconds. Not a lot. Not a lot. So stats look pretty good there for a half. And then when we go over, this is the other big thing too, the shot distribution I think is fantastic on this update. And that was one of the big things I wanted to focus on. So you see, Mikal Bridges had the hot hand early. He is 5 of 11. He's got 11 looks. Jalen Brunson has 10 looks. So they're two best players in my opinion are getting the most shots. OG has a 5 for 5, but he's very efficient. 5 for 5. Karl Anthony Towns does have 4 looks. You would like to see him get more looks than that, but the thing with Karl Anthony Towns is he's playing on a team with Jalen Brunson, OG Anunoby, Mikal Bridges, and Josh Hart. So the shots are going to come and go for him. You're not going to have him have consistently high shot attempts night after night. That's, when he was with the Wolves, he was their second option. Here he's their third. their third, fourth, depending on the matchup and how the game's playing. But he's still getting his shot attempts. Josh Hart just doing his thing out there. He had the first shot of the game, I think, and hasn't had an opportunity since. But that's okay. It'll play out. But the shot distribution, I think, is very, very strong. And I'm really enjoying how this is playing right now. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Otherwise, y'all, peace.